But what's happening with the Democratic Party and the attempt to use his death to ram this bill through, I think is frankly disgusting. Andrea, your take.
Well, that's absolutely right. I mean, last week they played the God card. Now, as you said in your memo, they're playing the death card. And I think it is pretty pitiful when you have to invoke the memory of a deceased senator to get your bill through. Look,
I'm talking about our elected officials. I mean, they're the ones that
Nancy Pelosi, right after Ted Kennedy died, made an impassioned plea to again get this bill passed to honor Ted Kennedy.
Well,
she said Ted Kennedy's dream of quality health care for all Americans will be made real this year because of his leadership and his inspiration. You're saying she's not using Ted Kennedy to try to push through a bill that has been rejected poll after poll?
Can't
Ronald Wilson Reagan.
America bids farewell to a hero.
I, Ronald Reagan, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will to the best of my...
I changed my career because of Ronald Reagan. Still, today, I think of him all the time. And one of the things that caused our defeat in 2006 was we strayed from many of his principles. We forgot where we were and who we are.
Those of us who loved him and who take him to his rest today pray that what he was to us, what he wished for others, will someday come to pass for all the world. As he said many times in many parts of this nation, to those he touched and who sought to touch him, some men see things as they are and say why. I dream things that never were and say why not.
Just like all of us are on the tip of the iceberg, way up high in the healthcare services. We've got the very best, all of us at the tip of the iceberg. But I want every delegate at this convention to understand that as long as I'm a vote, and as long as I have a voice in the United States Senate, it's going to be for that Democratic platform plank that provides decent quality of health care, north and south, east and west, for all Americans, as a matter of right and not a point. But it brings me back, my friends, to another thought, and that is the whole issue of health insurance and universal coverage. It has been the passion of my life. It has been the passion of my life. But for all the other families, they didn't have the kind of health insurance that had. It was $3,000 for every family every 3 weeks. And I listened to these families who's had their children had the same kind of affliction that my child had. And they said, look, we've sold our house. We have the $30,000. We have $20,000. We're able to afford it for 3 months, for 4 months, for 5 months. What kind of chance does my child have to be able to survive? I knew that my child was going to have the best because I had the health insurance of the United States Senate. And I knew that no one, no parent in that hospital had the kind of coverage that I had. That kind of choice for any parent in this country is absolutely unacceptable and wrong, my friends.
Rock, someday when the team's up against it, breaks are beating the boys, ask them to go in there with all they've got, win just one for the Kipper. I don't know where I'll be then, but I'll know about it. I'll be happy.